Good morning, friends. This is She's At It Again. My name's Tanya, and just got ready and came in the kitchen. I'm about to go wake the doggies up, but it's no secret that I like a big breakfast. When I say a big breakfast, I mean like several things, not just a little cup of yogurt. I remember years ago we went camping with some friends. Not really camping, but we stayed in a little rustic cabin in Hot Springs. We lived in Tulsa at the time, and we got ready to eat breakfast the next morning, and the friend of ours brought out some yogurt, and I'm looking at it like, where the food? Where the food? I need some food. So yogurt's all fine and good to fill city folks up, but this country girl likes likes a lot of things for breakfast. So I'm going to show you this morning how I make, ridiculous name, I know, it's called special egg. Now, don't ask me why I call it special egg other than the fact that I just couldn't come up with a better name for it, but I kind of threw these things together a few years ago and it stuck with us, and we all love it. It's just flavors that go well together. So chances are you probably have a lot of these things in your refrigerator. If not, pick them up at the store. But come along with me. I'll go wake the doggies up. I'll get them to eating, and we'll make some special egg. Okay, so before I even go get the doggies up, I'm going to set my burner to medium-low under my little skillet. Now this is my little iron skillet, and I always keep a fresh supply of bacon grease in there, but there's not a lot in there this morning, so I'm going to add some extra. And this is my clear lid that goes on, well, amber lid that goes on it, but I can see through it. So I'm going to get my little wooden spatula, and this is my jar of bacon grease. This is from No Nitrite, nitrite bacon, and I keep it in the fridge, and I'm just going to scoop a little bit out, put it in there. We're going to let that heat up because we're going to be frying some onions, red pepper, sweet red pepper, and mushrooms in this. So keep the lid on it, retain the heat, and I'm going to run get the doggies, and then we'll be back. Again, we're just letting our skillet heat up right now with the bacon grease in it. All right, so while this skillet's heating up also, here's my peppers, onions, and mushrooms. I cut those up last night just because I don't want to take time to do it this morning. I've got other things to do, so anything to save some time. But you could just keep a bag of those even in the freezer if you needed to, because none of those will have, it won't have an adverse effect on any of those ingredients if you freeze it. This is my chunk of cheese. I'm just going to cut a few slices of this off because we're going to top our egg with that. I kind of given you all the ingredients right there, so if you're waiting for that moment when you think, oh, that's the secret ingredient, well, there's not going to be one because this is pretty much all the ingredients. We have two mini schnauzers, as most of y'all know, and they're such sweet doggies. We just love them. But we have one that's a really good eater and one that's a really picky eater, but neither one of them like to hear the other one eating. So when the picky eater is eating, the other one is so skittish that she jumps every time that one makes a noise with her food in her bowl. And then vice versa. When the good eater is eating, the other one just walks away like, I can't stand the noise. I'm like, I'm with you there. I'm not a lover of food noises, so if somebody's making food noises, I just have to block it out or play some music or something. I don't like food noises. But you can hear them skittering all over the floor because they're running around the island trying to figure out who's going to eat first and make all the noise. Okay, so while my bacon grease is heating up, I'm over here on the opposite side of the kitchen. Oh, shoot, I just found a bad strawberry. I hate it when I spend that much on organic strawberries and I open it up and one of them's bad. I'm over here. I'm going to slice up some strawberries and add to some cottage cheese. And then the other thing I'm having is a sausage cheddar muffin, and we can link in the description the recipe for it. That was one of our earliest videos. I did several things with homemade sausage, and that was one of them, to make sausage cheddar muffins, but I make a big batch of those ahead of time, keep them in a container in the secondary refrigerator, and then I just heat them up each morning with breakfast. Okay, that's getting warm enough. It's not really that warm. You kind of want this sizzling. So just heat it up a bit, but don't turn it on so high that you just burn the stuff. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these in. It's probably not hot enough, but it will be hot enough in a minute. So this is a little bit of a pepper. I've shot a little bit of video of cutting up the pepper and onion, so you can kind of see how much it is. It's like a slice of onion, 1 fresh mushroom, and a little slice of red pepper, just diced up. I'm going to put just a tiny bit. I'm up here in the cabinet trying to dig it out. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of salt in there to sweat those out and for flavor as well. Put the lid back on, and we're going to let those cook while I'm over there taking care of my strawberries. Okay, you can hear that sizzle. I'm pretty sure you can. Depending on how well you want these done, you really don't have to cook them until they're soft by any means. I kind of like mine in this stage to where the onions are starting to get clear. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is kind of make a nest in the middle of these. Just kind of piled up on the edge, and all that's going to do is just keep the stuff from running to the edge. All right, we're going to break our egg. And if you're scared that your egg's going to break, and mine has before, it's not a big deal. But if you don't want your if you want to be sure your egg doesn't break, the yolk break into the white, then break it into a little cup or bowl or something, and then pour it in there just gently. So I'm going to put the lid back on there. And this clear lid, the reason I keep saying use a clear lid is because I want to be able to see when the whites of the egg is turning opaque, because I know it's almost done then. And at that point, that's when we put our cheese on there and put the lid back on. It finishes cooking, and then we have our cheese melted as well. So there's a purpose in the clear lid. If you put a solid lid on there where you can't see through it, you're just going to have to keep lifting it up, and then you let the heat out. But this retains that heat. Kind of forms a dome of heat in there, and steam is actually probably hotter than what's cooking in there. And so it's cooking the top of the egg without you having to flip it over. So this is that fried egg that you don't have to flip over. I've shown a video before on how to fry an egg, and basically it's this, but the same technique, but this has the peppers, onions, and mushrooms underneath it. And then we're going to put the salt on it. So that's why it's a special egg instead of just a fried egg. So now you get it. All right. So our egg is almost done. There's some transparent parts right here, but what I'm going to do is just put these pieces of cheese over the part of the egg, put the lid back on, turn the burner off, move it away from the burner, and this is going to finish cooking. We'll have our finished product in just a minute. I'm going to go get my muffin so I can put it on my plate, and we'll come back and see the final product. We'll scoop it out and put it on our plate. Yeah, that's cooked perfectly. All right, for the timer on my phone, I can see my little timer right up here and right up there. You can't see it, but I can see it, and it says 17 minutes and about 15 seconds. So that's about how long this has taken us. Now, part of that was heating the skillet up, so you know, it's really not going to take you that long once you get it going. But I realized that my husband will do some editing on this, and this video will just be a few minutes long, but I wanted you to know that this isn't, this isn't a 3-minute egg. It's going to take a little bit longer, but if you do your prep ahead of time, you can always be doing stuff in the background that, okay, I'll sit this right here so you can see me scoop it out. Sometimes it just falls apart, and that's okay. Nope, it stayed together that time. We'll just empty all the ingredients out of the skillet onto the plate. Lacey, I can hear you, honey. Goodness, she is adamant about something. I don't know what, though. This might be one of those Lassie movies where there's like an alligator or something under the table and she's trying to tell me about it. All right, we'll set that aside and clean that later. Here's our sausage cheddar muffin. And this is our breakfast. This is an average breakfast for me every morning. That doesn't include my drink. That's in a video later. I'm going to show you how to make something. It's not chocolate milk, but it looks just like it. So anyway, there's our special egg. And I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I can't even tell you how much better this tastes than what it looks. But I hope you give it a try, and I hope you enjoyed it.